We have an update on the Knicks' plans for their final roster spot ahead of the postseason. One player that will not be getting that roster spot most likely is going to be TJ Warren, who recently left the Westchester Knicks after New York signed PJ Tucker. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, about 52% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. The Knicks' plans for their final roster spot. The Knicks have an important roster decision to make. Now that they've created an open roster spot, they have to use it on the right player by adding somebody who's going to have an impact off the bench. But thanks to Steph Bondy with the New York Post, we now have more information on how the Knicks plan to use that final roster spot. Shout out to Steph Bondy with the New York Post for giving us the following information. According to him, PJ Tucker's final 10-day contract expired without a new deal, at least not yet. The veteran wing, who wasn't with the Knicks last night against the game with the Blazers, is a strong candidate to re-sign at a later date. An NBA source told the Post. No. Do not bring this man back. He is near 40 years old. We do not have the luxury to add a veteran voice to the locker room. And why? Because if you look at the Knicks roster, we are missing an essential component. Size. We need to add more size to this team, either via the wing position or the center position. Either way, they have created an open roster spot. Now they must use it, but they have to use it the right way by signing the right player. Re-signing PJ Tucker is absolutely the worst move that they could make. Steph Bondy continues here by stating, a source said that PJ Tucker understood upon signing that playing time wasn't guaranteed. Not only was it not guaranteed for him, it was almost non-existent. We do not need to waste a roster spot to someone who will never see the court. It just doesn't make sense. Bondy continues here by stating, but he was pitched as a positive locker room presence specifically for his leadership and experience on a younger roster. Since he already used up 2 10-day deals, Tucker is now only eligible for a standard contract with the Knicks, and that would keep him with the club through the playoffs. In the meantime, the Knicks can sign other free agents to 10-day contracts. I can deal with New York signing anyone else, regardless of the contract, as long as they're able to help us right now and in the future. I spoke about it at length yesterday. The player needed right now is Moses Brown. But if the Knicks want to go in a different direction with this team, because again, maybe they feel confident in the Knicks center depth. Maybe they trust Karl Anthony Towns, Preston Chua, and Mitchell Robinson. The player needed is Moses Brown. But if they don't want to go in that direction and they want to find another player they can add to this team, I have been saying another name to add to this roster for months now, apart from Moses Brown. And you guys already see him on the screen. Chuma Okeke. He would be a great option and a great fit for this team. Now, I've talked about this beforehand, but let me say it again. We already know that Kevin McCullough Jr. is Josh Hart 2.0. Josh Hart 3.0 is Chuma Okeke because he can do everything just like Josh Hart. You need rebounds, he gives you that. You need defense, he gives you that. 3-point shooting, gives you that. Playmaking, oh wait, yeah, he gives you that. He gives you a little bit of everything when he's out there on the floor. And the only thing he needs is minutes. Play him 15 to 20 minutes a night and watch his impact. Watch what he can do on the floor. He will be a Tom Thibodeau favorite right away. Not only because he's 3-and-D, but because he does everything you need him to do when he's on the floor. A little bit of everything. He fits. He fits this roster in so many ways. He's athletic. He's a wing. He can shoot. 3 and D. Must I continue? Need I go on? Chuma is the guy the Knicks need to add to this team if they are not going to add Moses Brown. But they cannot waste this opportunity. They created an open roster spot. Now it's up to them to use it the right way. Another fan favorite that's been talked about a lot is TJ Warren, and with good reason. When he was with the Westchester Knicks, he was destroying the G League. He was putting up so many points per game and doing it efficiently. A lot of people around the NBA thought that it was only a matter of time before the Knicks signed TJ Warren. But unfortunately, according to these latest reports, TJ Warren recently left the Westchester Knicks. Before we get back to today's show, I want to give a special thanks to today's sponsor, MyBookie. The madness is here. March Madness has been insane. High stakes matchups, intense confrontations, wild finishes, and each and every game gives you a great betting opportunity. And MyBookie has you covered. It's bringing back a favorite, the MyBookie Bet and Get. Place a bet on March Madness and get a surprise reward. Cash back, free bets, bonus chips. You never know what you're going to get. Sign up with promo code MM50 for a deposit bonus. If you don't want the bonus, no worries. Just let them know Recap sent you. Bet on any game, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And now, let's get back to the show. If you were hoping for TJ Warren to be called up anytime soon, that likely will not happen at all. According to Bondi, after hoping for a call-up from the G League that didn't come, TJ Warren left the Westchester Knicks earlier this month, according to NBA sources. Warren was Westchester's top scorer, averaging nearly 23 points a game, but Warren hasn't logged any minutes for the club since March 11th, one day after Leon Rose filled an empty roster spot for PJ Tucker and his first 10-day contract. It seems like TJ Warren was absolutely frustrated with the Knicks and their roster decisions. And because of that, and obviously likely not going to be signed by the Knicks, he opted to leave the Westchester Knicks and go elsewhere. At this point in time, TJ Warren is still a free agent. He hasn't signed with any particular team. However, if New York didn't sign TJ Warren when they had access to him, why would they go out and sign him now when he's out there and anybody else can sign him? Even though that really was the case when he was with Westchester as well. But obviously, when you're part of the G League club to the team that you think you're going to be called up to, all signs point to eventually you being called up. But that didn't happen. Clearly, he was frustrated. He left the Westchester Knicks, and now he's not part of their roster at all. He's not part of their playoffs, and he's not doing anything further with that team. And I know a lot of people are actually sad about that. Many fans were hoping that the Knicks would sign TJ Warren to a contract for the rest of the season because they believe we can use his shooting off the bench and all the other intangibles that he gives the game. But in my opinion, I'm not too upset with TJ Warren leaving the Westchester Knicks because as time has gone on, only two players I've really wanted the Knicks to add, and that's really been Chuma Okeke and Moses Brown. And if I'm picking between TJ Warren and Chuma, I'm going with Chuma. Even though he's not as tall as TJ Warren, he's younger. He does a lot of things similar, and other things he does better, especially defense, rebounding, and 3-and-D. We have to give him credit there. And this season specifically with the Westchester Knicks, Chuma has taken a step up with his game. The same can be said with Moses Brown, who's essentially averaging a 20-20 every time he takes the floor. Chuma, he's almost averaging a triple-double with the Westchester Knicks every time he's on the floor. These guys can have an impact on any bench at the NBA level. All they need is an opportunity and time. And since the Knicks just cleared a roster spot, we have just created an opportunity. Now it's up to the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau to fill that roster spot properly with a player that Tom Thibodeau will play meaningful minutes to, significant minutes to, and he can have a proper impact off the bench. But what about you guys? What do you think about these following reports indicating that there's a strong chance that New York may sign PJ Tucker again to another contract? But the Post also states, in the meantime, the Knicks can sign other players to 10-day contracts. The only question is, what players are the Knicks going to add? While Chuma Okeke may be a name, TJ Warren is definitely not a name, because as reports indicate, Warren left the Westchester Knicks earlier this month. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.